Rogue agent neutralized.
Wasted. Huh?
What's up agents, Wolf here, welcome to another Division 2 build video. In today's video, I'm going to showcase my best spotter tank build. The closer chest piece has got perfect spotter. It is a Uzina Gettiger brand, which means it has got some armor percentage on it as the one piece. Now, I thought to myself, let's try get the most out of it. Let's make a full tank build that can hit huge amounts of damage with a shotgun because it's the most efficient way to spec this build, in my opinion. So hopefully you guys do enjoy this video. We can get up to 500,000 damage per pellet in PVE. In PvP, we can 2 to 3 shot players, and we have got 2.2 million armor. This is going to be a very fun build to use, very powerful, and I hope you guys do enjoy it. So please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Let's get straight into it. So this build is going to be quite simple in the way that it works, but it is going to be a little bit tricky to make. So I recommend you guys get farming once you see this because you potentially might not have the pieces. So for the specialization, I would recommend Technician. It's up to you what you want to use and how you want to lay this build out. I will explain to you why I'm using Technician now, but there are different combinations and different ways you can spec this build into, and I will give you guys some variety in the build video. I'm not just going to showcase what I've chosen because there are different ways you can run it. So Technician is going to be good because in PvE, this is going to be a PvE and PvP build. In my opinion, this build is stronger in PvP, but it's up to you how you want to use it. We do get extra damage to drones, skill proxies, and robotics. These robotics are very difficult, especially the robot dogs. Difficult to kill. This does help us. But the linked laser pointer is the main reason so that we can pulse all the time. You can use a different mask, but I will showcase that in a minute. So this is going to be great to be able to pulse to get the amplified damage. So make sure you guys do utilize this. And also we get some other perks, which is nice. Faraday field is very strong. If you guys don't know how this works, it's very good. If you throw down your skill, you can actually be immune to shock and disruption. It's very powerful. So just choose whatever specialization you want, but I would recommend using Technician. Let's take a look at the pieces, and I want to quickly explain the different ways we can run it before we get into each individual piece. So the way that I have spec'd this build right now is going to be with the M870 with damage 2 targets out of cover, and we have got flatline. This gun allows us to put the linked laser pointer on, which means we'll be pulsing enemies and getting that juicy 15% damage, which is multiplicative damage. We also have the perfect spotter chest piece, which gives us further 20% damage. Now, this is a little bit more than a normal spotter, even though it states it's not really amplified, it's more incremental, but we did test it. It does more damage, and because it comes with 5% armor, I think it's the best way to run it is in a tank build. So the reason why I've actually chosen to use shotguns in this setup is simple, because the 2-piece Badger is one of the best ways to get extra armor. And we get 10% shotgun damage and 5% total armor. There are other ways you can get armor, but I think this is going to be one of the best for the way that we're going to set this build up. I have tried so many different combos, and in my opinion, this is going to be probably the best, guys. Trust me, you can use a multitude of other items, but the great thing about this build is you mainly just have to change the mask. So I have got the chill out mask. Now, it recently has been fixed. The total armor is back, so we do get that 5% total armor. This is not best in slot. So with this build, it's going to be good to get my crit chance and some extra critical hit damage modifications. Now, we don't want to use Cheska or Grupo. Obviously, that will give us more utility, but we're going to be losing armor. And the whole point of this build is to be tanky. So with this setup, if you can use the linked laser pointer, we can pulse from that. But in PvE, if you're going to be using this build in PvE, what I normally do is I swap the mask from a chill out to this mask right here, which allows us to pulse like every couple of seconds, the Night Watcher. We get the total armor and we get 100% pulse haste, which means we can use a gun that doesn't have the linked laser pointer on it. So that's how we're going to be pulsing every couple of seconds, and the pulse lasts longer than you actually get it back. So you'll always be pulsing everything around you. So it's very good. In PvP, it's also quite good, but it depends on how much crit damage you want. Do you want more skill utility? It's completely up to you. And the third piece that you can use on this build is the Catharsis Mask. This is arguably the best for the setup, but again, we're going to be losing a bit of armor, but it will make up for it in damage, survivability, you'll get healed, and you get status effects removed. I didn't test it with this because I wanted to make a straight up tank build, and this can be situational, but I would recommend give it a try. It depends how much you want to be kiting. Do you have some more regen on the build? Because speccing regen into this is good, but we have gone for mostly damage because I don't just want to be a tank shooting marshmallows, if you know what I'm saying. I want to be a tank who can actually hit really hard. And I promise you guys, we can hit really hard. In a legendary mission, you can 1 to 2 shot any kind of legendary NPC if you hit a headshot and all your pellets hit. It's very strong. You guys will see some gameplay. I cleared a legendary room quite quickly considering we have a shotgun build. So this build can be used in any kind of situation. I didn't want to just show countdown gameplay again because, as you guys said in the comments in my previous videos, I wanted to showcase this differently. Now, personally, I would prefer to use this build in PvP, but it's up to you. You can use it, but there are different combinations you could set up to give yourself more damage, more armor regen. But I wanted, like I said, to make use of this chest piece, and I feel like this combination is very nice. So hopefully you guys do understand what I mean by the pieces that I've chosen. Obviously, Memento Backpack is good, but that's once again situational, and we'll be losing some armor. I mean, we do have an extra blue and a red and a yellow, but we have got 2.1. There are many different ways you can run this that could potentially be better for you, but as I always say, adapt the build to suit your own playstyle. And for me, the extra crit chance and crit damage is nice. I might just go for a Cheska mask, but this is the best way because we've got 5% total armor from the mask, 5% total armor from the chest piece, and the 2-piece bulwark, which in and of itself, to be honest, I mean, it's not the best on paper. You're losing a lot of attributes. Now, this is completely up to you. I mean, you can do pretty well with 1.9, but I promise you guys, the difference between 2 million armor to 2.2 is massive. You can feel it, especially in PvP. So just give it a try with the 2-piece bulwark. We get 10% armor, which is great. And then we also get the badger, which gives us shotgun damage and total armor, which is one of the best ways to get armor. I think this is one of the highest armor builds you can make in the game. Very strong, very powerful. Let's go through the pieces. Now, like I mentioned before, we have got this shotgun right here. I recommend it. I've actually had to farm it for a couple of hours. I've been testing this build for like 2 to 3 days, trying to pick the perfect combinations for you guys. So hopefully you do leave a like because I did work really hard on this build. So we've got crit chance, reload speed, obviously for PvP, helps a lot. And the linked laser pointer, which means we pulse. We get spotter damage and flatline damage, which is really, really good. Now, obviously, you need to run pulse resistance, but in the gameplay, I faced some Heartbreaker players and I two-shotted them. So it's really good for burst damage. You shoot while you're reloading your 1 pellet, you strafe and then you shoot 1 again, strafe, shoot 1 again. Players don't know how to compete with you. They don't know how to mitigate your damage because you're shooting 1 pellet, strafing, another one, strafing. It's difficult to kill you. So you'll see what I mean when you see some of the gameplay. Even though I'm still learning to use a shotgun build, I'm not the best with it. I'm sure you guys can understand that. The Scorpio is really, really good, especially for PvE. I recommend it. We get huge amounts of damage. I normally switch to this if I'm shooting a boss in PvE or a player in PvP if he's at range, so I can foam him and do all different types of damage to him. All you need to remember is the 20% damage after 7 shots is really good for bosses. You can hit really hard with this, so I recommend this gun, and the range is a lot better than the M870. Just remember, go here, PvP stats. As you can see, it's glowing blue. Just whatever the button says here on, if you're on console, whatever you may be playing on. Then have a look. It's different in PvP. It's bleed, disrupt, ensnare. And then when you take the stats away, it's not bleed, disrupt, ensnare. It's poison, disorient, and shock. So just remember that, guys. It's different things for whether or not you're playing PvE or PvP. Pistol, the Orbit pistol, I actually used this in the gameplay. It works great. Extra crit damage for me. Very nice. It's very important to get your shotgun to at least 54, 56% crit chance. I got 57 because we need to make sure each individual pellet crits, which is how it works on shotgun. So it's very, very important. So we got over 100% crit damage, but we have got multiplications on our build, not to mention this right here, which gives us opportunistic. With shotguns, we get 10% amplified damage from all sources. So if you use a skill or you're in a team, this is going to benefit your team greatly. If you guys know, I did make a shotgun build for PvE. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to see that one. Very strong talent, great for this combination. Adrenaline Rush could be potential for you if you want to get some more armor, because we do get a lot of bonus armor. Or the Matador Backpack, very strong. But I recommend this. You're tanky. You're tank enough. You've got lots of survivability. just try to get that extra damage because you don't just want to be shooting marshmallows. So let's take a look at each individual piece. Like I said, this mask is interchangeable. It's up to you. Coyote's mask as well for more crit damage. That would really hit hard. So it's really up to you, but obviously it would have 1.9. So go for it, guys. I'm sure you will enjoy this. But let's have a look at the chill out. We've got crit chance, crit damage, and crit damage. Sorry, and crit chance as well. I needed to get that crit chance. So a Cheska could be good for me, I guess. But we have got total armor. It's working now. If you guys want to farm this, double check on the Twitter, on the dev's Twitter, or have a look because I think it wasn't in the loot pool and they put it back, but it's supposed to be an exclusive item. So just research it, try get it because it's very, very strong. But like I said, you can use whatever. There's a multitude of different options. So don't worry about that. Chest piece, Uzina, perfect. Spotter, very good, 20% damage, huge amounts of damage, crit chance with a crit damage modification. That 5% total armor helps us a lot. Then we have got the two-piece foundry, armor, crit chance on both pieces. That 10% armor, it's up to you whether or not you use this, but I wanted to make a proper tank build. This is how we're going to do it. Crit chance rolled on the gloves. So the backpack, badger stuff, shotgun damage, very good. Total armor, 5%. Weapon handling is decent. It helps the reticle go smaller, which means more of your pellets hit. Don't be fooled. Weapon handling is very good with a shotgun. Then we got crit damage, modification, 12%, opportunistic, very strong. Knee pads, simple, crit damage and crit chance. I use Defender Drone. Defender Drone in PvP is really good. And if you actually increase the grade or your expertise, if you increase it quite a bit, it gives you a lot of deflect duration. That's very powerful. So give it a try. Decoy, obviously very good. Sometimes I use a disruptor pulse depending on if someone's using a big shield, but we can take the shield out reasonably quickly. Big shields are still kind of a problem, but because we don't have huge amounts of reds on our build, it might be a bit tricky. So just try use some sort of disruption. The EMP sticky is probably going to be the best. Pause the video if you want to have a look. And let's quickly do this. Pause it if you want to see the statistics. Like I said before, guys, there's no real regen in this. It's more of a tank damage build. If you want to put regen, you're going to be shooting marshmallows, unfortunately. So I wouldn't do it that way. I'll update some more videos if you guys have any kind of other, combinations you want to try or you want to see me make. I really do enjoy this build and hopefully you guys give it a try. If personally, I didn't really like tank builds that much, but I feel like the combination of the new flatline talent gives us immediate damage, which is nice. Like for example, if you use a sadist shotgun with a bleed chest, the first shot you wouldn't get the sadist damage, then you would only get it on the second shot. Obviously, sometimes it could be glitched or changed, but with this, you pulse them when you aim and then you get the damage immediately. It's like InSync back in the day when we could proc it with a shield. So it's really, really good. And then we get a lot of damage immediately without having to use a skill or a shield. So it's very powerful. And because no one else has shields, shotgun builds I feel like are a lot stronger now because in the past you pull up to someone, everyone pulled out a shield. And because the accuracy is not very good, you'd go for body shots. You'd have to knock the shield down first. But now you don't have to do that. You can just straight up shoot the player in the body. That's why I think shotgun builds are going to be one of the, if not the best PvP builds in the game right now. So give it a try, guys. As you can see, we can hit huge amounts of damage. 498 a crit. Yeah, huge amounts of damage. Considering how much armor we have, I think it's quite ridiculous how much damage we're hitting there. So make sure you guys do leave a like and subscribe. Enjoy the gameplay, and I will see you very soon in the next video. Peace out, agents.
Are they trying to fight them?
Incoming. High risk hostile.
flank them. Place wasted. Huh?
Your fancy gear.
Contaminated gear.
Kilo's ready for pickup.
Hilo is returning to base. Rogue Hive detected. Rogue Defender drone detected. System disrupted. System restored. Rogue Fixer drone detected. Rogue Stinger Hive detected. Detonated gear detected. System malfunctioning. Rogue Defender drone detected. System reactivated. Rogue Explosive Seeker Mine detected. System disrupted. System restored. Rogue Stinger Hive detected. Rogue Defender drone detected.